Did you know that even if you eat relatively healthy and go to the gym regularly, it still might not be enough to maintain a lean physique or lose stubborn belly fat, or you can be in good shape and still have dangerous fat around your organs, and most people don't even know it. So why does this happen? One of the key reasons is something called visceral fat. Visceral fat is a dangerous, active type of fat that's stored deep inside your abdomen, surrounding internal organs like the liver and intestines. Unlike regular fat, it doesn't just sit there. It actively releases inflammatory substances and increases the risk of serious conditions like cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and even cancer. And this is something I personally struggled with. I was working out, doing strength training, eating more or less clean, and overall, I was in decent shape. But there was one thing I didn't like. My stomach still looked slightly bloated and rounded, especially from the side. That's when I started digging deeper, and I found out that one of the main drivers of visceral fat accumulation is cortisol, the stress hormone. Chronically high cortisol levels play a major role in storing fat around the abdominal area. Even if your overall body weight is normal, elevated cortisol can push your body to redistribute fat specifically around your organs. In other words, you can look fit, but still carry hidden fat in your belly. So I started looking into methods that actually help reduce cortisol levels effectively. And that's when I came across the approach used in traditional Chinese medicine. In modern China, high stress levels are a real issue. There's intense competition in both education and work. And in big cities, there's even a well-known work culture called 996, working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. Because of this, many people live under constant psychological pressure, which directly contributes to chronically elevated cortisol levels. And that's exactly why Chinese practices for stress management have become so relevant. They've been developed over centuries, and they focus not just on the body, but on regulating the entire system. So in this video, let's take a look at some of the most effective Chinese methods for lowering cortisol and dealing with stubborn belly fat. Let's start with Qigong. Qigong is a system that combines slow movement, breathing, and focus. The main idea here is simple. You use your breath and body to calm your nervous system. When you slow down your breathing and make it deeper, your body switches from a stress mode into a recovery mode, and this directly helps lower cortisol levels. In practice, it looks very simple: slow movements, synchronized with your breath, while keeping your attention on how your body feels. I started doing this for about 5 to 10 minutes a day, usually at evening, and noticed real changes: less anxiety, more emotional stability, and better sleep. This is one of the easiest ways to gain control over stress without using any medication. Next is Tui Na massage. Tui Na is a traditional Chinese therapeutic massage that focuses on muscles, pressure points, and the nervous system. Unlike a relaxing spa massage, this one uses deeper techniques like pressing, kneading, and targeted manipulation of tense areas. The main goal is to release physical tension that keeps your stress levels high. When your muscles relax, your nervous system also calms down. This reduces the constant danger signal in your brain, which naturally lowers cortisol. It's especially effective if you have tight shoulders, neck stiffness, headaches, or chronic stress. Even 1 or 2 sessions per week can make a noticeable difference. I personally started doing this type of massage about 3 times a month, and my body pain decreased significantly. During the session, I completely disconnect and forget about everything. It's a very pleasant and underrated method that helps reduce not only physical tension, but emotional stress as well. And especially when you have a bit of small talk with your massage therapist, it really helps lighten the mood and makes the whole experience even more relaxing. Third method is herbal adaptogens. In traditional Chinese medicine, herbs are often used not to block stress, but to make your body stronger and more resilient to it. Some of the most well-known ones include ginseng, schisandra, and astragalus. These herbs don't work instantly. Instead, they gradually support your body by improving endurance, supporting adrenal function, and reducing how strongly you react to stress. In other words, they don't shut down cortisol. They help your body handle it better. I started noticing effects after 3 weeks of consistent use ginseng by adding in food like soups and tea. For best results, they should be taken in cycles and ideally chosen based on your individual needs. Now let's move to diet. TCM diet. Therapy is based on a very practical idea. The food you eat can either calm your system or increase stress. Warm, simple, and regular meals help your body stay balanced. while cold, sugary, or highly stimulating foods, like caffeine and energy drinks, can push your stress levels higher. That's why this approach emphasizes things like soups, porridges, and cooked meals instead of fast or processed food. The reason this works is simple. Your body spends less energy on digestion, which reduces internal stress and helps stabilize cortisol levels. It's not a quick fix, but it creates a strong foundation that makes all other methods more effective. For me, it was reducing sugar almost to zero, and also I'm trying to eat more warm food and less hot/spicy or cold. My well-being completely changed in a good way after this. Next is physical activity. In traditional Chinese medicine, stress is often described as a stagnation of energy, or qi. Movement helps break that stagnation. This doesn't mean intense workouts. It can be something as simple as walking, stretching, light exercise, or practices like Tai Chi or Qigong. Tai Chi and Qigong are traditional Chinese mind-body practices that improve health through gentle movement, deep breathing, and meditation. Qigong uses simple, repetitive motions to cultivate energy, often better for beginners. Tai Chi involves complex, flowing sequences derived from martial arts, offering superior benefits for balance and strength. The key idea is to keep your body moving in a balanced way. When you move, your circulation improves, your body releases built-up tension, and your nervous system resets. As a result, cortisol stops accumulating in your system. About 20 to 40 minutes of moderate activity per day is enough to make a real difference. When I started doing it every morning, it really shifted my entire mood for the rest of the day. Even if I have no time or overslept, I usually do at least light 5 to 10 minutes warm-up, and trust me, it's better than just skip the whole routine. And finally, sleep. In traditional Chinese medicine, sleep is not just rest. It's a critical time when your body restores balance and regulates internal systems, including hormones. There's a strong emphasis on maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, ideally going to bed earlier and allowing the body to follow its natural rhythms. From a physiological point of view, this is when cortisol should naturally drop, allowing your body to recover. If you don't get enough sleep, or your sleep is irregular, cortisol stays elevated, which keeps your body in a constant state of stress. Over time, this not only affects your energy levels and mood, but also contributes to fat accumulation, especially around the abdominal area. Getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep consistently helps regulate your hormonal balance, supports recovery, and allows your nervous system to fully reset. In simple terms, sleep is one of the most powerful and underrated tools for lowering cortisol, and without it, all the other methods become significantly less effective. I remember when I was going to bed at 3 a.m., those were times when I felt like I'm falling apart on work. But the moment I realized the proper sleep is so important and started sleeping for 7 hours, I normalized my regime, and it completely changed the game. It's not about diets or pushing your body to the limit. It's about balance, combining proper nutrition, mental calmness through practices like meditation, and consistent, moderate physical activity. And most importantly, there's no single magic solution. The strongest results come from combining different elements together. Movement like Qigong or Tai Chi, working with the body through techniques like acupuncture or massage, and supporting your system from the inside with herbs and nutrition. When all of these come together, your body stops being in constant stress mode. And that's when real, lasting change starts to happen. If you took something useful out of this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe and let me know in the comments what method do you use already. Thanks for watching.